This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Here now. Sorry about that. I got a phone call literally right when I was signing into you guys, so I apologize.
How dare they?
I know.
Those people. Come on, let's go. I got to tell you something. I found my hero. Okay? And you get to cover him now. Cam McCormick is my hero.
Van Wilder?
Yeah, I want to go to college for 9 years, bro. I mean, that's just awesome. You get to hang out for 9 years in the college atmosphere. I mean, is this guy still going to frats and partying and still chugging 15 beers in 1 hour? Walking around with a hat and the 2 beer cans? What's going? I mean, this guy is he's like Rob Lowe and St. Elmo's Fire. He doesn't want to leave. So I'm just saying, McCormick is my hero. Okay, that's all. The rest of us have to grow up. Cam McCormick never grows up.
No. It is the ultimate life, college for 9 years. We should probably call him Dr. McCormick by now, right? I mean, I would assume he's got to have his medical degree in something. No, he's got master's degrees, he's got his bachelor's, he's got all the school over and done with, but he still wants to try to make.
He's teaching at Doctor's Hospital, is what he's doing.
Teaching is what he's doing now. Yeah, he's got interns and everything. Yeah, he's enjoying his life and. Unprecedented, obviously, but the guy also missed 3 consecutive years with an ankle injury, and his first season with another season with an Achilles, and another season coming off of knee surgery his high school senior year. So I feel for the guy, but he'll get to play 9 years of college football and be one of a kind, that's for sure.
And they have somebody that can buy alcohol on the team.
That's right. That's right. No? He actually gets carded. He actually still gets carded, he told me. So
this son of a bitch is about to get an AARP card in college. That's amazing. I mean, this guy gets to play college and retire at the same time. I mean, that's just awesome, Can't beat that, dude. Wow, that what a great story, man.
Well, meanwhile, they're all 25 years old at BYU.
Yeah, living that way is not fun, by the way. Let's be honest now. This has not been fun for the guy, okay? We joke and we have some fun with it, because we keep thinking of 9 years of party. See, the thing is, the rest of us are thinking, wow, I can stave off responsibility for 9 years? Yeah, baby, yeah. That's kind of the way the rest of us look at it. But going year after year, injury and all that, it's the Andrew Luck thing. Injury, pain, rehab. That's stuck with me forever because that's what these guys go through, bro. Injury, pain, rehab. And that's got to be a bitch of a vicious guy.
Yeah, I mean, and to go through it the way he did, where 3 seasons in a row, he had to have three different ankle surgeries because the first 2 didn't get it right. And then imagine you come back from all of that, and your first game back, you tear your Achilles in a win at Ohio State, on your other leg. Imagine going through that emotionally, what that's like. So, he's been through the ringer, but hey, he's getting to do what a lot of people wish they could do, which is play college football and do it at a university like Miami that now has a star quarterback.
Yeah, and it also shows, it's the same thing that every person in their walk of lives, those people that have a passion for what they do, like what you and I do,
right?
What people don't realize is the bullshit that we have to deal with in this business. If you don't love this business, if you don't really love this, you will not last in this business. You will be dead and gone in 2 or 3 or 4 years, like you and I have seen in our lifetimes. We've seen a lot of people come and go because dealing with this business is not easy, as you know what I'm saying? And dealing with sports like they do, and you watch 2 on the other side, ankle injury, hip injury, concussion. You got to have a serious passion to want to continue doing this. That's the one thing that I will commend McCormick on that. He clearly has a heart for this because you don't think all this game.
And you think about his role. He's a blocking tight end. Okay,
right.
He's. I mean, think about that too. It's not like you throw him the ball 60 times a game, and he's Travis Kelce. Like, it is a thankless blocking tight end position that he plays. So you really gotta love it. You really gotta love it.
That's when you see the fullback for the Dolphins,
Alex Ingold.
Ingold. You watch him, dude. He's just in car accidents in a game like 80 times in a game, and he loves it. I mean, it's just it really is amazing. All right, what else is on the recruiting trend right now for Mario?
Well, they did pick up another transfer since last you and I spoke, and that was Michelle Powell, the starting cornerback for Washington. He's probably going to come here and play safety, but he's a guy that is a former walk-on. You talk about another guy who really loved the game. He made it to Washington as a walk-on, started all 15 games for the team that lost in the national championship game, and brings some experience to a secondary that needs it, quite frankly. So that was a big pickup for Miami this week. They're up to 9 transfers. A lot of experienced guys that have played other places. This isn't like, getting a bunch of unproven young guys that have talent that are a little older. This is guys that have played. So Mario went out and did the right thing because he's got a lot of freshmen and sophomores that are going to play a lot. But you need older guys to sort of set the example. And I think he's done a good job by basically bringing one in at every position on this team that needed it.
By the way, today the Heat are retiring of a walk-on.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
A guy that came in weight and Riley made him a bunch of weight and all that kind of stuff. And resurrected his career, man. You know what I mean? So it shows you these kind of guys that have the heart to play this game and fight whatever adversity they have to fight, whether they don't believe or overcome the injuries. All right. Anything else? Anything else, guys? And I know we got to wait for the next window, but is there anything else that's been talked about now?
Well, look, they're going to have. I know nobody wants to talk about 2025, but the crazy thing is that we've already started 2025 recruiting. And Mario Cristobal and his coaches, I don't know if you've seen the video. He was in Chicago.
He's racing his ass off in the snow in the helicopter.
Yes. He's visiting guys in helicopters. And a week from this weekend, not this weekend, but the one after, is going to be Junior Day. So you're going to have a bunch of the best players in the country. And let's face it, these kids commit early, and then you have to hold on to them, and you got to keep recruiting them. So the process, over the summer is when these guys will start to commit. But now is the time when you do the speed dating and you go out and you visit these people in their homes and at their schools and you say, please consider Miami. And this is when recruiting is won and lost. And this is why Mario is here, because he wants to do this. He wants to get on a freaking helicopter and go in the snow and land at a high school and do the stuff that other guys don't necessarily want to do. So, again, you want Miami to have sustained success. Well, he's had back-to-back top 10 recruiting classes. He's working on another one. It never ends. The grind never ends. You have to recruit like that if you're going to win national championships. I know nowadays people say, the transfer portal. Listen, man, you look at that Michigan roster. Yes, they had a couple of transfers, but the majority of those guys, homegrown, 3, 4, 5-star recruits, guys that they really liked, that Jim Harbaugh developed. So it still takes that, I think, in the long run to win a championship. Versus being a team that just relies on transfers and says, forget it, we're just going to import guys. I still think the traditional model is the way to go to build a sustainable program.
And what you were just saying, it led me to, I'm thinking, this is why Saban left, because it wasn't just recruiting the kids. Now you've got to baby his ass for a year or two to keep him there. And especially in a place like Alabama that's going to be loaded, and you're probably going to be sitting behind somebody when you get there because that roster's so loaded. So you've got to be happy. And Saban's not the kind of guy that wants to be kissing anyone's ass. You know what I'm saying?
No.
What Mario does, Mario's exceptional at all this stuff, dude. It's just he's only got to fix one thing, dude, and that's game day. And what do you hear about that? What is he working on to be a better game day coach?
It's hard to tell you because that's one of those subjects. I don't want to call it a sore subject, but it's certainly certainly something that I think Mario. Listen, think about where he's been and where he's had the most success as a player at Miami. wasn't so much about the X's and O's. It was about the fact that their team was so uberly loaded with talent that they would take the field and they would win because they had the best team by far, right?
Yeah.
His mentality has not strayed from that. For him, yes, X's and O's matter. Yes, he wants the right coordinators. Yes, he wants the right assistant coaches. But for him, this will always be a talent battle. Can you build the most talented team and have depth behind that so you can survive injuries and everything else? So for me, I don't know that he'll ever get that side of it. You know, it's only through trial and error. It's only through moments where like when he took Oregon on the road and he won at Ohio State, right? That was a moment where, as a coach, he shined. His team went on the road with basically a no-name quarterback and beat a top 5 Ohio State team in their house. Will he get there at the University of Miami? I think so. But it takes the right kind of quarterback. It takes the right kind of offensive coordinator. It takes the depth to survive some of the injuries that this team did not survive this year. So I don't know that he'll ever get there from a game day coach perspective, but I certainly know he's trying to get there from a talent perspective, and I have a lot more faith that he's going to get that right than the other thing right.
Yeah. There's no doubt. Everything else, he's exceptional. He's got to become way better on game day, and then
some guys though can do it with assistants. They have the right coordinators. You know, I mean, they just have, like, look at Dabo. He lost Brent Venables, and that thing is completely falling apart. Brent Venables was his right-hand man on defense. That's why Clemson was a great program. Right. So, you know, sometimes you can be a really good head guy who needs great assistants and coordinators around them to lift them to places. That's the way it is.
Let's hope that that's the case there, man, and they're able to turn the corner. What are you working on at The Athletic so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, we're going to have a couple stories on the transfer portal winners and losers and the ACC and the SEC. I've been working on that for the last few days. Obviously, a lot going on with the transfer portal. So we'll have a good summarization of all the teams in the ACC, what they've done that's been good to help the team, what they've done that they haven't helped the team. Same thing with the SEC. That'll be coming out next Wednesday and Thursday. And I have the Cam McCormick story from yesterday. Bruce Feldman and I worked on together. And then we just did a podcast, the Stars Matter podcast, where we spent a lot of time talking about Alabama without Nick Saban. And I think I pissed off a lot of Alabama fans because one of my co-hosts, Ari Wasserman, brought up the fact. He said, well, what is Alabama without Nick Saban? And I said, they're kind of like Auburn to me. You know, they need a great coach. Auburn hasn't had a good coach in a while, and they've kind of fallen apart. And I think Alabama potentially could be the same thing, where they fall apart for a while. So we will see what happens with their new coach, Kalen DeBoer. But so a lot of interesting things to listen to. And at some point here, I'm going to do another podcast, the Wide Right podcast. I just haven't gotten around to recording it yet.
Okay. Yeah, and that guy did a good job at Washington. So we'll see if he can recruit in the South and get it done. Then he should be all right. But clearly he can coach. He did a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah. He can coach. He can work the transfer portal. He is more of a modern-day coach. But he also has never signed a top 200 recruit in his life.
Wow.
So that tells you right there, when you come down, and he's from Sioux Falls, North Dakota, or South Dakota. Sorry, I said North Dakota. South Dakota. And he's never really recruited the Southeast. So there you go.
Okay. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. He's got that killer pickleball game going. Have a great week, my brother. We will catch up today, bro. Be good.
I'll see you, man. Have a good one.
You got it. There you go. Manny Navarro on Twitter, Manny_Navarro. And when it comes to Caneswear, use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off online or in person. BIG010.